California. Those who will be watching at home on the West Coast Pro Wrestling YouTube channel, welcome to West Coast Pro Wrestling and Prestige Wrestling. I don't even need it. Strength beyond strength! And we got new mic. Your opening contest is scheduled for one fall and is a six-man tag.
You are looking live at a jam-packed compound by the Dirt Dog in beautiful Commerce, California, as West Coast Pro Wrestling and Prestige Wrestling join forces to present Strength Beyond Strength. We are streaming live and free on West Coast Pro's YouTube. My name is Jordan Castle, joined in the booth at this time by the incomparable Mike Wexler.
Introducing first, this is Andrews and Kyle Leon, ADK all day Krue.
It is truly an honor to be here at Prestige Wrestling and for West Coast Pro Wrestling, Strength Beyond Strength. And Jordan, you know it's within the name, as all these athletes here today are here to present Strength Beyond Strength. I mean, we already have the all-day crew looking to make more momentum here at West Coast Pro.
That is Cairo Leone on the far left, Aiden Andrews in the center, Bryce Kuza on the right. And it's not just the cut of their jib, it's not just the color of their gear. These three men, greenhorns in every sense of the word, two-year pros with something to prove here, Mike.
I mean, looking to get a victory over three definite athletes here at West Coast Pro, and we're going to see one or maybe a team coming out first.
Let's introduce let's give Oregon they are
Ring announcer Evie Kiyoshi, the best in the game, too strong for even the microphone to contend with. Shout out his Wooloo gang, and a real Cinderella story for these two. Ori Gold and the blonde just remove the trousers. Adar Horowitz, who seems ginger to do the same, though something tells me we're only moments away. There you go. They impressed Prestige officials and Prestige fans, for that matter, so much with their performance in the Tag Team Turmoil Gauntlet just a few weeks ago at Roseland 12 that they earned this opportunity back in the fold tonight in trios competition.
We're definitely going to see what they are going to be made of here tonight, as that's some very interesting ways of tearing off some tights there, Jordan.
They're better together, Mike. What can you say?
I mean, one's great, but together they are better.
Emblazoned with one another on the tights. It simply doesn't get much closer than that. And, well, Wexler, speaking of fan favorites,
and their partner from Modesto, Louisiana, is the Gator Man, the Crazy Cajun, Jiah.
Jiah, Jewell
is making their trio's debut. The Gator together.
If you didn't catch that, that was Gator together. Talk about a unique combination. Jiah, Jewell, all the way from Modesto, Louisiana, weighing in, at 80-something pounds of gator meat. He's a swamp boy, and upon first glance, you wouldn't notice any similarities between he and Better Together, but there's always more than meets the eye, Wexler.
I mean, they always say odd couples get along, and we could see them getting along already. I mean, you love the vibes from Jiah, you love the vibes from Better Together. And although this is their first time teaming, Jordan, you gotta believe that the energy they share is electric.
I know the fans certainly believe. Of course, fans of Prestige and West Coast Pro joining forces tonight to celebrate the former's last time here in the greater Los Angeles area. And it's going to be Cairo Leone and the Gator Man, Jiah, Jewell, starting things off here. Referee Gill sounds for the bell, and this one's underway. Mike, if you're Cairo Leone and the entirety of the all-day crew for that matter, how do you contend with the unorthodox nature of someone like the Crazy Cajun?
Well, you got to get him off of his feet. You got to take him off of his game. I mean, this guy's known as the risk taker of the group of all-day crew. I mean, he likes to take those risks, whether it's in the air, whether it's on the ground. I mean, maybe you got to cut down the alligator by the tail. Maybe you got to go straight for the head. Whatever the case may be, I mean, you got to do something. You got to do something quick.
You're saying Cairo Leone looking to eat some of that gator meat here tonight?
I don't know cannibalism, but
well, it wouldn't be cannibalism if it was Cairo Leone. It would only be cannibalism if it was Jiah, Jewell. But
right.
Small package here. Jewell looking for the victory in the early going, and only a 2. How devastating would that be? Covered for the all-day crew to lose this match without Kuza or Andrews, roll up once again, being involved in the decision.
I mean, like I said before, I mean, all 3 of those gentlemen from All Day Crew looking to prove a point, looking to make a statement here in this big show for West Coast Pro and Prestige.
Cairo Leone saw that one coming. Jiah, Jewell returned the favor, and we're going gator rolling, Wexler.
So close yet so far. You know that Jiah is looking for that gator roll, something that is very beloved here in West Coast Pro.
That's right. In many ways, he's a hometown hero. We're not here in Modesto, Louisiana here, but for Jiah, Jewell, West Coast Pro is home. It's where he trained to be a professional wrestler. West Coast Pro brought him to the top of the wrestling world with victories over the likes of Kevin Blackwood. Brought him all the way to Japan to train in the Marvelous Dojo. So anywhere the coast goes is home for the Crazy Cajun, as Hadar Horowitz from Better Together and Bryce Kuza from All Day Crew, now legal.
And you notice how Kuza immediately going for the arm wrench, trying to take down the relatively taller competitor in Hadar. But look at this athleticism.
Hadar lands on his feet. Again, as ginger as he may be to join in the chicanery of Ori Gold, they make one hell of a tag team, Wexler. Case in point, the Russian Kiss. Gold now legal. All smiles here, and why shouldn't he be? So impressive in his Prestige return and his West Coast Pro debut.
Definitely electric in the air tonight, making them better together for sure. Huge European uppercut, but look at Kuza with the power behind that punch.
And of course, Mike, we know that the West Coast Pro Tag Team Championships to be defended later on tonight. The Crush Boys, Titus Alexander and Starboy, putting the gold on the line against the Young Dead. And you got to think the All Day Crew and Better Together alike, as Aiden Andrews lands a gnarly sidewalk slam, elbow drop from Kuza, and the Legal Andrews going for the cover. Only a 1 count there. Some serious title contention up for grabs, if only in the mind of these athletes.
Well, I mean, especially with All Day Crew, I mean, a victory here tonight could maybe even put them in the conversation for West Coast Pro Tag Team Gold in the future. I mean, it would definitely send a message to the champs heading into their championship match later on.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Of course, Aiden Andrews, the powerhouse of the crew here, but it's Better Together with all the power now. Stereo basement drop kicks, and in come Cairo, in come Kuza, in comes the Gator Man. Educated feet of Better Together, and the Crazy Cajun put to good use. And Mike Wexler, you know what you gotta do. You know what you gotta do. You got to give the people what they want. It's a shame we don't have a snap zoom, but what are you gonna do? It's Levi Shapiro. Adar Horowitz now. Legal in the ring with Aiden Andrews. Suplex attempt, but Andrews is just too big, Mike. He's a powerhouse.
I mean, especially with someone with that power, you gotta continue on the attack, and Andrews doing just that with a beautiful spine buster.
Yeah, beautiful and devastating. There is a meanness, a nastiness to Aiden Andrews. He's got a baby face, he's a young kid, he's a very friendly, agreeable young man, but when he gets in the ring, Mike, a switch flips.
But not only switching flips, but switching tags is all-day Krue, and you can tell that chemistry is putting into play right here.
That's right, frequent tags. You might ask, why is Kuza tagging in? Why not just tag Leon directly? It's to give them both the allotted window, the grace period that Gil will give between tag team partners, allowing for Kuza and Leon to complete that double team maneuver, and now bringing Andrews back into the fold with an assisted senton. Cover here from Leon. And a kick out from Horowitz. Mike, what do Better Together and Jiah Jewell have to do at this point to get back in this thing?
Well, they got to keep up the pace. They got to keep up the speed that All Day Krue has been putting on. I mean, if you noticed with that past attack, how all three members were able to get their lick in. Now they got to answer that with power and, most importantly, Jordan, speed.
Much easier said than done, though. Again, All Day Krue spent their entire wrestling journeys together. They came up together, training at Supremes in Sacramento. The same cannot be said of Better Together and Jiah Jewell, their first time ever competing as a trio. Horowitz shot off the ropes and taken off his feet. Leon and Kuza here, the double elbow drop. And you see, Kuza, the legal man, didn't realize he was, and now into the cover. But that momentary slip-up, that momentary forgetfulness from Kuza very nearly cost the All Day Krue.
I mean, he's got to focus on the attack. He's got to keep going and not let the emotions get the better of him. As we see both competitors just fighting to the bitter end.
Talking about emotions getting the better of him here. Adar Horowitz certainly feeling something. Kuza certainly felt that. Shot to Andrews and Leon. Looking to neutralize the All Day Krue. No doubt looking for a tag, and Wexler, he needs one in a big way here.
He's fighting through the pain, but it's stopped immediately by Kuza. And look at that, once again, we talked about that tag team chemistry. All Day Krue, 2 years together, and it shows right here over the first time ever team of Jiah Jewell and Better Together.
Cutting off the ring. You literally see it here in West Coast Pro with the black and blue. Cover from Andrews. And a kick out from Horowitz. A proverbial line drawn in the sand. If you're the All Day Krue, you want to keep Better Together. You want to keep Jiah Jewell. In this case, you want to keep Adar Horowitz on the black side of the ring, as far away from their tag team partners as possible. Horowitz trying to mount a comeback here. Willed onwards by the Prestige and West Coast faithful. Will it be enough here, Wexler?
But right now, did you see that transition from Andrews going immediately from the chin lock to that arm wrench, just cutting the ring in half like you had said before. But look at this!
Springboard strike! And now he's got to crawl over once again. Gold and Jewell with their hands outstretched. This is a make or break moment for Jiah Jewell and Better Together. I mean, Mike, you have to think whoever between Andrews and Horowitz is able to make the tag first, the match belongs to them, and that would be Kuza, indeed, stopping Horowitz at the last second.
And did you notice, Jordan, that immediately going after that left arm of Hadar, I mean, that is, one could say, a successful strategy until right now.
Well, he used the right arm to make the tag, and Jiah Jewell, the legal man, the Cajun, proving how crazy he can get. Go behind into a German suplex.
The power of Jiah Jewell in full display right there.
Yeah, especially since his time in the land of the rising sun competing in Japan. Jiah Jewell looking for the gator roll here, but Cairo Leon says not today. He has added size, and with that size comes power, Wexler, but has not lost any of that signature Jiah Jewell spark.
And again, targeting a body part, giving Jiah the advantage. Double underhook. What's this, Jordan?
Tiger bomb. And Jewell again gonna go for the gator roll. This time it's Andrews making the save for the ADK.
We're getting closer and closer to that gator roll, but
can you feel it, Mike? Can you feel that gator roll in the
I'm ready for it.
From the second rope, Jiah with a Hurricane Rana taking the big man off his feet. So much momentum, it took him off his feet and then brought him back up once again. Gorgeous. Butterfly suplex here, and again, thinking gator roll. Will third time be the charm?
Yeah, but wait a second, better together.
Better together, neutralizing Kuza and Leonin. Don't tell me.
No way.
No way in hell. A triple gator roll here at the compound. Fred Durst would be oh so proud. They really are better together, Wexler.
They are indeed, and look at the power in stereo suplexes.
Triple suplexes there from Jewell and better together. All that's left is to seal the deal. All that's left is to finish the job.
There's that tag into Hadar. And that tag going to Ori Gold in the middle. This does not look good.
Now for Bryce Kuza. No miscalculation, nearly colliding with Jiah Jewell, and Kuza certainly did. Big knee, big forearm. Gold with the roll up. Things are falling apart quickly here for Jewell and better together.
It is, but Kuza taking advantage.
Shoulders
sees
down
the
again.
opportunity.
Back and forth we go. Deep cover here, but still not enough. Gold's down. And just like that, all three members of the all-day crew in the ring setting up for Matthews Bridge into a frog splash. Cover. ADK finished the job.
What a huge victory, Jordan Castle, for those three gentlemen right there. Not only beating someone like Jiah Jewell, but beating a tag team that has been longer together and better together. Happens to be, maybe even to say, one of their biggest wins of their young careers.
Yeah, you cannot dispute that. We spoke to it earlier, Wexler. No doubt the champions, the Crush Boys, the #1 contenders, the Young Dead, watching this one with a close eye. And if I were a betting man, I'd say that the all-day crew certainly gunning for championship gold. Take nothing away from Jewell and better together. Looking very, very impressive tonight in their first outing as a trio. Gator together. Wouldn't mind seeing that run back a time or two. Thank you so much, Ori Gold. A kiss, very gentle, very wet. And Wexler, what a night we have in store.
We have a lot more in store, including tag team championship action. We got world title action later
for both
on.
West Coast Pro and Prestige Wrestling.
Of course, I wanted to combine them, of course.
I like it.
But so much action to come, you don't want to miss it here. And a huge victory for those three gentlemen right there.
Well, Mike, I want to thank you so much for joining me in the booth here tonight. The pleasure has truly been all mine. Any parting words for the people?
I just want to say thank you to Prestige and thank you to West Coast Pro for having me in my debut. It was truly an honor to be here, to tell the stories, and to be with you.
Thank you, Mike Wexler. Mike Wexler is tagging out. Ring announcer Evie Kiyoshi tagging in. Singles competition coming your way right now. And he's got a wired microphone. Of course, we talked about championship matches. This man originally slated to defend his Golden Gate Championship. That wasn't until last weekend. Losing his Golden Gate Championship before we can really get off the ground. to young Andrew Cass, the winner of the 2025 West Coast Cup. And Alphazo told me earlier on tonight, sometimes you gotta bite now to get back up better than ever. He's got his eyes focused on the future, not looking to pay attention towards the past, and the future very bright in the form of his opponent tonight. Very, shall we say, professional. And back by popular demand, Mike Wexler back in the booth. Mike, we got a clinic on tap.
Well, first and foremost, thank you to Prestige Wrestling and West Coast Pro for having me back. And trust me, Jordan, when the card was announced, this was one of the matches that I was looking forward to the most. The professional Travis Williams is a world travel competitor, not only as a single star, but also in tag team action. So you gotta believe that this match against Alphazo, the Blue Fame, is gonna be one to see.
Of course, Travis Williams, hot off an instant classic just last weekend at Prestige's Big Kiss Goodnight, a true show stealer against one fancy Ryan Clancy, hitting YouTube very, very soon. And as impressive as that performance was, you have to think it took quite a bit out of the professional. No way he's 100% after that match in Portland.
Well, we'll see, as Alphazo showing a little bit of a like a front tap, you know what I mean? Like kind of that way, as we see.
Could be interpreted as friendly, could be interpreted by disrespect, as disrespectful, I should say. And Travis Williams, again, it's not just a nickname. He is ever the professional in terms of his in-ring acumen, in terms of his attitude, especially since separating from the noise. Of course, we saw he and tag partner Judas Icarus and the Darkest Timeline earlier this summer, and now grinding into the lower back, digging those knuckles, the hardest part of the hands.
And you touched on it earlier, Jordan. I mean, the professional is not just a moniker, it's a fact. Because the way that he
Cover.
The way that he destroys his opponents is not flashy. It's not going all the way. It's taking your time, destroying a body part piece by piece, inch by inch.
Dissecting. Really systematic in many ways is the strategy of the professional Travis Williams, and it serves a match like this against Alphazo. He's not as big as Alphazo. He's not necessarily as explosive as Alphazo. He needs that methodical, strategic pace, but that is not the one that Zoe's going to try to employ. Off the ropes, dropping the knee into the bush.
And again, you hear it from the fans here in Commerce. They are loving the Blue Flame, and we'll see if the Blue Flame can keep up with the professional.
Of course, scientifically speaking, a blue flame, the hottest color a flame, fire can be. And Alphazo, you got to think in many ways, feeling like he's cooled down as of late since losing that Golden Gate Championship. A win here tonight over Travis Williams, one of the top stars in Prestige, a former tag team champion, the winner of the 2024 Cascadia Wrestling Cup. We're going a very, very long way, and Alphazo saying, hey, I may have lost the title, but I'm still here.
But I think that answered back with the 2024 Cascadia Cup winner, Travis Williams. And again, it's that aggression that shows why he is not just a professional, but one of the most lethal competitors in all of the West Coast.
You can see Williams off that shot from Zoe, really feeling the effect. Cannot afford to get caught in the corner by Alphazo. So big, so strong, so explosive is the Blue Flame. No doubt softening Travis Williams up for that signature God Fist Lariat. We know if he lands this, it's all but over, Wexler. Williams, though, quick evasion. Always thinking on his feet and using it with great effect as well. Plants Alpha Zone. Into the cover goes Williams. Oh, 2. And if you're Alpha Zone, how do you find your way out to wins here? What's the strategy as Williams tries to dissect the blue flame?
Well, I think you just said it right there. Travis is dissecting each body part piece by piece, brick by brick. So I think what Alpha Zone has to do is that he just has to continue on the attack. He has to keep
Snap
up the
suplex
fight.
floats over. Not seeing much fight thus far, but Zoe is resilient, man. Again, a former champion here in West Coast Pro, has stood toe-to-toe with and often beaten some of the very best that West Coast Pro has to offer. Of course, I've seen him in Portland several times. Prestige Wrestling. Travis Williams knows that Alpha Zoe is not only a powerful competitor, shoulders down again, got to be very, very careful there. Nick Chobani on the scene, but a gutsy one. Snapping the arm away, it is simply not meant to go, Wexler.
And I think we also see, Jordan, where the plan of attack is for the professional Travis Williams. I mean, if you can continue on to that attack on that elbow, it weakens the power of Alpha Zone.
Well, an elephant in the room, Prestige Wrestling entering a twilight in many ways, a hiatus in the coming months. Travis Williams wants the same kind of guaranteed spot in West Coast Pro that he currently has in Prestige Wrestling, and a win over Alpha Zone would go a very long way in securing him just that. Flurry of strikes here from Alpha Zone. As you know, Mike, when he gets going, it becomes very hard to stop him. T-bone suplex.
The persistent power of Alpha Zone is showing on display here tonight.
Cover here from Zoe. You can see Mike really nursing that right arm. An attack from Travis Williams moments ago, having an effect on the blue flame, and I think that is smart, direct strategy from the professional. No doubt trying to neutralize that aforementioned God Fist Lariat.
Well, we'll see if that arm continues to be a factor, and it does right there, affecting the exploder suplex.
Yeah, thinking welcome to Oakland, his signature pump handle slam. Williams thinking professional lariat, but Zoe saw it coming. Battle of the lariats here tonight. Standing switches. Travis remains on his feet. Sends Alpha Zone for a ride. Off the ropes. And this is the classic Sinner and Saint misdirection that make Williams and tag team partner #1 contender for the Prestige Wrestling World Championship, Judas Icarus, so dangerous.
So dangerous, but yet so smart, Jordan. I mean, you try to pump fake, that's what they call in basketball, by the way. You
Yes,
like
sir.
to pump fake your opponent. But that was a great alley-oop, though.
Yeah, what do they call that in basketball?
I believe that was an alley-oop because he went off the backboard and then immediately into the elbow.
Well, no double dribbling necessary for Alpha Zoe. Devastating shot here, but longer and longer this match goes, Mike, especially with the proverbial clipped wing of Alpha Zoe. It's got to favor Travis Williams going to that God Fist Lariat. Williams thinking professional lariat, and he gets it. This could be over. No, still not enough.
But that transition.
Cross arm breaker there with true Chikatami. Attempted from Travis Williams, but so smart of Alpha Zoe to interlace those fingers. Stopping the pressure from being fully applied. You know if that wrist clutch here from Alpha Zoe gets released, then the match is all but over, Mike.
All that pain going towards that arm, but look at this.
Deadlifting Travis Williams off his feet, injured arm and all, and it's too much. The arm too injured.
But look at this, Alpha Zoe not giving up, and a huge forearm to the face of the professional.
Death from above there from Alpha Zoe. And Wexler, if you're Alpha Zoe and your signature maneuver is that God Fist Lariat with the right arm, and that right arm is neutralized, what's your strategy? What's your next move?
Use every other body part that's available. You got to use maybe the left arm, you got to use your knees, you got to use your feet. Everything available to you to withstand the pain of that one arm.
He's feeling some pain here. Big right hand from Travis Williams, but some fighting spirit from Alpha Zoe. Gurzels the professional, and Williams putting that chin down, forcing Zoe to the ground. Rolling through into a blade buster. Center of the black and blue, hooks the leg. Still not enough.
But look at this, Travis Williams not done on the attack. But you notice immediately how he got up and is just aiming for Alpha Zoe for the next attack.
Specifically the right arm of Alpha Zoe. No wasted motion, but Zoe pops him up into a power bomb. Deep cover. And a kick out there.
Beautiful transition. Oh, but that arm again.
It was going for the eyes of heaven, his variation of the gut wrench power bomb. The long game from Travis Williams neutralizing that right arm of Alpha Zoe. It's really paying dividends here. So again, thinking not this lariat, but Williams catches him with the Psycho knee. The Psycho knee right on the injured arm into the mousetrap. He got him. Impressive performance here tonight from Travis Williams, showing respect to referee Giovanni and the team playing out the zone alike. Take nothing away from Alpha Zoe, even in this rebuilding phase, looking very, very impressive.
Very impressive indeed.
More singles competition on tap. Up next, Mike Wexler as we throw it back to ringside and the incomparable Evie Kiyoshi.
Please remember, be loud and be proud. Show respect to those who are next. If you see a wrestler coming your way, get out of the way. And don't be a frog on a log. Go get a beverage and food at the Dirt Dog. Come on.
That rhymed, even.
Please show a lot of love to this venue. We really appreciate your And this next match is scheduled for one fall.
And Mike, these women, so different in so many ways, and yet so similar in one distinct category, that being recently losing a West Coast Pro Women's Championship match to one Johnnie Robbie. For Miko Alana, that was a main event. And talk about victory and defeat, even though she was unsuccessful in capturing the West Coast Pro Women's Championship. She talked recently about the newfound confidence she found after that match and how she feels like ever since getting so close yet so far from beating Johnnie and becoming champion, she feels like she's operating on a different level entirely.
Well, after a performance like that, you have to believe that has to fuel the fire. That has to keep the energy going. And in a match like this tonight, Miko's looking to make a statement against Maya Ward.
And talking about impressive performances, and this young woman, not just against Johnnie Robbie, but just this past weekend at How the West Was Won against the babe with the power, Willow Nightingale. I'm not sure if you can find a wrestler on a bigger or better role on the independent scene right now than young Maya World, Mike.
I mean, she's been on a roll everywhere that she's gone. And here at West Coast Pro and Prestige, she's looking to add another victory here tonight against Miko. seeing if she can stop the momentum.
You know, we can say all we want about Maya World, but it was her opponent last weekend, Willow Nightingale, who said it best. Maya World, a world is yours. Miko Alana going to do everything in her power to make that world go up in flames. Mike, let me ask you here in the early going of this one, who do you give the edge to? Of course, Maya World with more big match experience. Miko Alana, a product of the West Coast Pro Training Academy. Roll up here, so much more familiar in the black and blue.
Well, I mean, you know, I think I have to give the advantage to Miko. I mean,
hold on, thinking gnarly Tiger Driver, looking to finish this one early.
I have to give the advantage to Miko. I mean, she's had that championship experience under her belt. And tonight, you know, in big match feels like this, you got to believe that Miko could get the victory here tonight against Maya World. But you got to think Maya World not going to go down lightly.
I think the same could be said about Maya World. Opportunities as of late, not just against Johnnie Robbie for the West Coast Pro Women's Championship, but also against, alongside trainer Athena, Mercedes Moné, and various Japanese promotions. Hold on, low pay here from Maya World, risking life and limb alike out here to the hard concrete floor of the compound. Bringing Miko back in the ring, the only place the matchup can be won. Wheelbarrow, shoulders down, no, double foot stop here. And landing on said feet. Maya World just makes it look too easy, Wexler.
The athleticism, the agility is right there with Maya World, and right now we're gonna see.
Cover.
If she could make another statement here tonight, and right now it's been successful. The attack on Miko, has been successful.
And for Maya World, shot to the lower back here, and Miko Alana for that matter. We talked about in our previous contest, the all-day crew, no doubt with their sights set on tag team gold, either the Young Dead or the Crush Boys with their victory in the opening contest. The same can be said of these women. You got to think if Miko Alana is able to pick up a victory over Maya World, likewise, if Maya World is able to pick up a victory over Miko Alana, it goes a very long way in the eyes of matchmakers. Be that against Johnnie Robbie or potential new champion Amira after tonight. Miko now. Uppercut to the mush. Call it a gnarly Tiger Driver. That's how you can describe a lot of the offensive Miko Alana. She is gnarly. She is nasty. It ain't pretty, Wexler.
I mean, it ain't pretty, but I mean, if it's successful, that's all that matters. Getting victories here brings you a long way.
Having great success here, taking Maya off her feet. Maya World perhaps playing a little possum here. And a ripcord lariat here. Cover. Only hooked the leg at the last second. I think if she had hooked that leg immediately, maybe could have gotten the cover, but as it stands, only an ear fall.
And listen to this crowd here in Commerce, California, Jordan. Here at the Dirt Dog, at the compound, showing the love for West Coast Pro and Prestige.
What is it, EBQ? She said there'll be a frog on a log. Cannonball here from Miko Alana. Devastating impact for Maya World. Cover here. And a kick out. Maya World, you talk about irresistible force versus immovable object. Wexler, when she gets going, she is an immovable object, man.
I mean, that is true, but you can't count out the agility of Miko as well. You got to think that she has it all. She has both the strength and the speed to go with it as well.
Likewise, Maya World, a true five-tool athlete. Up and down her academic career, has used some of those same skills in a professional wrestling ring as she attempts to fight through here, shoulders down. Fighting from under against Miko Alana, and there it is. As soon as she tries to mount any sort of comeback, Miko there to cut her off and to do so gnarly, to do so nasty.
Well, again, it's that championship match experience that Miko has under her belt, that she's been able to find more attacks and more answers to Maya's offense.
Maya off the ropes. But met by Miko, nearly sending her outside the ring, and Miko said, hey, if the clothesline's not gonna do it, I'm gonna dump you. Nasty impact on the outside for Maya, but that took so much out of Miko that needs a second in the ring to catch your breath here. And knowing Miko Alana, she is not an honorable competitor. She will be more than happy to take a count-out victory over Maya World.
I mean, one could even argue that a victory is a victory, and Miko could even say that a count-out victory could be what she needs, but
Went for the PK, yeah, Maya World catching the boot. Pulled by the hair back up to the apron, and this is a dangerous place to be for both of these women, Wexler. Fireman's carry, World escapes. Kick to the rib cage there. No doubt knocking the wind out of Miko, Alana, and now Maya. From the second, from the top, Ensagiri.
That's what I call innovative offense.
Cover here. That's how good Maya World is. That's all it takes. Just a few moments for her to find her way back in the driver's seat. Crowd certainly picking their favorite here, Wexler.
I mean, but you could even say that it's split down the middle as both of these athletes are getting the love they deserve here tonight.
I wouldn't go quite down the middle. I mean, Miko, a very impressive athlete, but the attitude certainly leaves something to be desired. There's no bigger Miko Alana fan than Miko Alana herself. And she should be a fan of herself. The year she's had here in West Coast Pro, the performance she had, a dominant victory over Sweet Caroline last weekend at How the West Was Won. Right now, Maya World looking for a victory of her own. Basement drop kick into a cover. Miko trying to roll away. Manages to get the shoulder up. Only a 2.
And again, Maya World cannot get the emotions ahead of her. She has to continue on to that attack, Jordan.
Got to keep her head in the swivel here. Does Maya World. She scales. Top rope. Miko cutting her off the pass, holding onto that foot for dear life.
And again, that could be the opportunity that Miko needs. As, wait a second, on the second rope, Jordan, it's never a good sign when you're in this position.
Especially at this juncture in the matchup, and it seems as if Maya World, with the advantage, gonna go for a powerbomb here. Miko, fighting like hell to escape. Again, not where you want to be, especially this late in the contest, especially against a competitor of the caliber of Maya World. Went for the powerbomb, but nobody home. Miko managing to sandbag herself there, Mike. Still on the second rope.
But wait a second, no way. Tornado, no, DDT!
And will DDT mean 1, 2, 3? Miko Alana has got to capitalize, has got to crawl towards Maya and drape but an arm over. Ref Jackie starts the count. It's a pick-up at this point, Mike. Still truly anyone's match.
Again, both of these two athletes putting it all on the line in this huge show here for West Coast Pro Wrestling and Prestige. Strength beyond strength. Both of these athletes, Jordan, giving strength beyond strength.
Yeah, strength on display from both of them, no doubt. Starting to stir at the count of 7. What more does Miko Alana have left to give? Ripcord lariat once again. And another. Gonna take off the head of Maya World here. German, no, suplex. Dropping Maya World flush on her neck. Against Saito suplex perhaps, but World escapes. Miko manages control of the gear into a Blue Thunder bomb, but still not enough. Some serious survival from both of these ladies, Wexler.
Again, you can just see how much emotion's in this match. Both of these women want a victory here tonight, and we'll see who can get that victory. But I think Miko here.
If I'm champion Johnnie Robbie, if I'm challenger Amira watching this one from the back, hold on, nobody home. I'm quaking in my boots, and Miko's quaking all over here.
Look at this, Maya World. Looking to send a message to those two competitors later on tonight.
Saying Tower of Power, West Coast Pro Women's Champion. Hold on, Miko again with a German suplex. Got her on the shoulders. Samoan drop. This could be it. No. Wexler, what on earth is it going to take?
That's the million-dollar question. I mean, already in this. It is the million-dollar question, Jordan, but both of these athletes proving why They are West Coast Pro and Prestige's best.
Miko again, thinking gnarly tiger driver here. She used this to put away Sweet Caroline last weekend at How the West Was Won, and a jackknife from Maya World. No, only a 2. Maya's getting desperate here, Wexler.
She's getting desperate, but I mean, you have to use all that you can to continue in the...
Here, Evie Kiyoshi with the call of 10 minutes. We're in deep waters, and Maya World knows that Hurricane Rana takes Miko off her feet. Cover! Not going for the cover instead. Looking for that high red district.
He wants to put a seal on the deal. Taking out Miko for sure.
Swanton bomb, shoulders down. Maya got her. Perhaps Willow Nightingale is omnipotent, or perhaps she just has a working set of eyeballs, because from where I stand, Mike Wexler, the world is most certainly Maya's.
Well, I mean, we talked about it earlier. We talked about the Women's Championship later on to come between Amira and Johnnie Robbie. That woman right there, Maya World, definitely has to have their eye on the prize heading into that match.
Maya World looking for another shot at the West Coast Pro Women's Championship. Though, take nothing away from Miko Alana, Mike. Very, very impressive performance here.
Heart and power. That's what Miko brought tonight.
A show of respect from the West Coast fans. It speaks to the ability of Miko Alana that despite her confidence, despite her, dare I say, cockiness, she is still this respected and in many cases beloved by the coast.
Right.
Up next, championship action on tap. Andrew Cass makes his first defense of Golden Gate Gold against card subject to change, Young Fuego, Adrian Quest. Where there is absence, there is opportunity. Unfortunately, the Apex Mauler, Jordan Cruz, unable to join us here tonight. And Adrian Quest said, you need someone to challenge for the Golden Gate Championship? I'm your guy.
I mean, Adrian Quest, the young homie himself, Young Fuego, stepped up to the challenge. And as you said, Jordan said, hey, I want this opportunity, and I'll get it here in Los Angeles, California.
1 week removed from a devastating upset at How the West Was Won alongside fellow Los Suavecitos. Tonight, Adrian Quest looks to win this one. Well, for the homies. The winner of the 2025 West Coast Cup, capitalizing on that momentum just last weekend at How the West Was Won. What was a devastating night for Adrian Quest was arguably the biggest of this young man's career, Mike.
I mean, definitely a moment to remember. And a huge shout out to Royal Blood, by the way, one of the best bands of all time, in my opinion. But that right there, I mean, looking to prove right there in his first defense to be a fighting champion.
And Andrew Cass, one of the best young upstarts the coast has to offer. The last time Prestige and West Coast Pro came to California, Andrew Cass was in a special bonus opening tag match. Tonight, he defends West Coast Cup champion, Golden Gate champion. An awful lot can happen in 5 months, Mike Wexler.
Well, we'll see if he can continue that reign after his first title defense. We're gonna send it on over to Evie Kiyoshi.
And we have to acknowledge, Mike, Andrew Cass, usually a fan favorite here in West Coast Pro. Adrian Quest, usually a villain in every sense of the word, but we're here in Los Angeles. It's a sort of bizarro world here, and as such, the hometown Young Fuego, Adrian Quest, with Compound in his corner.
I mean, we'll see if that hometown advantage can help Young Fuego here tonight.
Official signals for the bell, and we are underway. Our first piece of championship business here tonight at Strength Beyond Strength. And the focus on the face of Adrian Quest. I've come a lot of Adrian Quest matches. He was on the very first event I was ever in the broadcast booth for here in Southern California. I'm not sure I've ever seen him as focused as we see here tonight.
Well, especially with championship action on the line. I mean, you got to think Young Fuego is looking to add some more gold onto his resume.
A veteran of CMLL and New Japan Strong. Jackknife here from Andrew Cass. You know as well as I, Mike, professional wrestling is a what have you done for me lately kind of business. Of course, the accomplishments of Adrian Quest, something to be commended, no doubt about it. But he's got to win championship gold. He's got to win big matches. He's got to beat the upstarts, the likes of an Andrew Cass, if he hopes to keep his name in that conversation.
Well, not only that, but I think speaking for Andrew Cass, I mean, you got to think that he wasn't prepared tonight for Adrian Quest. He was prepared for Jordan Krue. So you got to think that the strategy, the tape study even, had to be short to none coming into tonight.
Jordan Krue's about as far removed from Adrian Quest as you can get. He's so much larger than Andrew Cass. He's a powerful wrestler. He's a frankly psychotic wrestler. He's someone we've seen in his time associated with former Prestige Wrestling World Champion, and gosh, that feels so good to say, and Al Angels as a rule breaker. Someone who's not afraid to play dirty and take a low road. That is not Adrian Quest. It is simply his professional wrestling chops that have brought him to the dance, and if he has it his way, it'll be his professional wrestling chops that bring him to Golden Gate glory.
And you got to think, too, that Cass has to prepare for the speed of Adrian Quest, has to prepare for the quickness of Young Fuego. I mean, Young Fuego is not your average competitor, as you can see right here with that transition going in to that German suplex-like maneuver and going into that submission. Oh, no, cover.
Shoulders down there. Andrew Cass nearly caught slipping, nearly lost the Golden Gate gold in his first defense.
And what a first.
Adrian Quest, in so many ways, a hidden gem of Southern California. Someone who, if you know, you know. He's a real diamond in the rough. Anyone from the area, as a fan, in the locker rooms, they know how good this guy is. They know how dangerous he is if you step in the ring with him, Mike. And hoping to make that acclaim worldwide with a win here tonight.
A win here tonight would not only mean something for the West Coast, but most likely than not, the entire country. beating someone like Andrew Cass.
Northern Lights suplex here. Andrew Cass with a strangely technical approach here. Again, we call him the fly boy. We know the risks he's willing to take. No stranger to the top rope. Right now in the feeling out process, keeping things grounded. And it might cost him.
It would cost him indeed. I mean, look at that transition into the headlock, trying to cut the circulation of Andrew Cass. But Andrew Cass with the size advantage, going all the way, but Young Fuego.
Certainly the height advantage against Adrian Quest. I'm not sure if he quite has the size advantage. Perhaps slight muscle mass on Adrian Quest here, caught slipping. And a Hurricane Rana taking him off his feet. Quest evades the corner. And another Hurricane Rana, no answer for the fast legs of the fly boy. Leapfrog. And a jumping uppercut like a bullet through midair, Wexler.
That's stopping the momentum of Adrian Quest. The fly boy proving why he's fly here tonight.
Yeah, looking very fly against Adrian Quest, but you don't get style points. As impressive as it might look here on stream, people will make gifs, the people in attendance will cheer all they want, and that's great. But what matters is 1, 2, 3, tap, tap, tap for Andrew Cass, retaining that Golden Gate gold.
And you definitely don't want to get into a chop battle.
Yeah, what was that you were saying about the strength advantage there, Wexler? Adrian Quest looking to put that to task. Colliding with the midsection of Cass. Lands on his feet. And a drop kick sends the flyboy outside the ring.
And you never want to be on the outside when it comes to Young Fuego.
Off comes the headband. And out go. No. Andrew Cass saw it coming. Reversal of fortunes here. The tables have turned. Bit of a baseball slide there. And we know how devastated the San Francisco faithful were at the results of last week's World Series. Adrian Quest, conversely, thrilled.
I mean, as a Dodgers fan, I cannot comment on that situation, but what I can comment on is the aggressiveness that we're seeing from Andrew Cass.
Looking like a regular Yoshi here tonight is
5 minutes down, 5 minutes.
Near the call of 5 minutes. A lesser competitor would let that kind of call get in their head. Not Andrew Cass, poised beyond his years, Wexler. From the top, crossbody.
But look at this.
Adrian Quest catching him in midair, Mike.
Huge backbreaker.
Almost a rib breaker there. You saw the knee connected with the body of Cass, but not quite in the back and the side of his body. No doubt we're going to take the wind out of the flyboy.
And then not only that, but the kitchen sink to follow. I mean,
Cover.
See that the plan of attack for Adrian Quest happens to be the ribs, trying to cut off the circulation of the taller man and continuing on with a great chin lock right there.
And if you can't breathe, you can't fly, plain and simple. Whether it's attacking the ribs, whether that's cinching the attack in the throat, Adrian Quest is trying to take out Andrew Cass's biggest weapon, which is that agility. Cass, though, using those long, lanky limbs to fight his way back up. Quest having none of it.
And again, just chopping down the tree piece by piece.
Double knees to the back. Quest now. An evil scowl plastered on his face. This guy's a party animal. He's fun-loving. He's jovial. But not here tonight, Wexler.
It is all business here tonight. And look at that strength.
Again, backbreaker. This time to the spine. Really slowing things down to a methodical pace. Unless we forget, Adrian Quest in his own right, a high flyer. You wouldn't know it looking at the strategy here.
Well, again, in a size differential in terms of height, you got to think that you have to aim after that back. You have to keep going on that attack in order for the taller person to not stand.
Oh, nasty impact in the corner there from Andrew Cass. Gets the knees up. Once again. Got Quest slipping. No homies necessary. A backslide from Andrew Cass. Gorgeous transition, but not enough, Wexler.
That is what I call innovative offense, and that's what Andrew Cass has.
Well, that is what I call a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. Repeated onslaught from the ribs to the back and beyond. Quest has a strategy, and he's playing it perfectly. Cover. And a kick out here. How devastating would it be, Mike, for Andrew Cass to lose that Golden Gate Championship in his very first defense?
Not only that, but I would even add on to your question, Jordan, how bad it would be if it wasn't even in the Golden Gate region, if it wasn't in the South Bay.
That's right. And for Adrian, a Los Angeles local, not only looking to win the title in his backyard, but looking to rub it in the face of the Golden Gate native. This time the knees dug into the midsection, hooks the leg. Still not enough. This is a gutsy kid in Andrew Cass, Mike. We saw him win that West Coast Cup, defeating the likes of Manny Lowe, Atticus Cogar, and Danny O'Ryan, all impressive victories in their own right. He did it in one night.
That is what I call fortitude, and that is what I call heart, and that's what Andrew Cass is going to need to get a victory over Young Fuego.
This is what I call bad news for the champion. You talked about it, Mike. Not where you want to be.
Very precarious position.
West now with a fireman's carry on the top. Evil intentions for the Golden Gate champion, but Cass with a reversal. Hurricane Rana sending Quest down to the canvas.
This could be Andrew Cass's moment to get back. Huge forearm.
In the immortal words of one Billy Joel, Andrew Cass not forgetting his second wind. Ensagiri. PK. Standing moonsault, hooks the leg. Still not enough. And you can see the attack from earlier paying off for Adrian Quest. Andrew Cass is really favoring those ribs in that midsection, Mike.
Again, those rib cage are where you breathe out of the body. I mean, the more offense you put in there, the more it's going to damage you. So Andrew Cass, I mean, you got to give him respect. Respect is due. He's continuing on to this offense with limited airspace to breathe.
Adrian Quest, ton of breath left in his lungs, enough to scale the second. DDT! Did you see the rotation? We got a new Golden Gate champion. Not yet.
Did you see the technique of that tornado DDT? He knew,
10 minutes down, 10 minutes.
with 10 minutes left on the clock, he knew that as soon as he hit that tornado DDT, that would limit the ability for Andrew Cass to keep on going.
It would limit the ability of Andrew Cass to do just about anything here. He's got those donut eyes all glazed over, Wexler. As Quest, man who was once before here in Prestige, shared a ring with a legendary Tiger Mask. Perhaps looking for a Tiger driver. Quest with a half and half has other ideas. And now Cass. Doping Quest face first. Such unique, unorthodox offense, but not enough to retain the gold. Watching Andrew Cass feels like watching a video game character. He's a regular Jacob Cass.
I mean, just like Jacob Cass, I mean, Andrew Cass showing the heart and determination it takes to be a defending champion.
Now we got Quest measured. Series of Danielson-esque kicks here. Third time not the charm. German suplex from Quest.
But he's not letting go, Jordan.
I think played a little bit of possum here. Again. Thinking Tiger driver. Deep cover. New champ. No. Now Quest dragging Andrew Cass closer and closer to that rope. Looking to fly here. Nobody home off the corkscrew. Super kick. And Quest, again, back to that dangerous, dangerous position. These athletes risking it all here, Wexler.
All for that prestigious championship of the Golden Gate Championship, representing.
Oh! Ugly impact for Adrian Quest. And now Andrew Cass with the Protocol 10 into the 1, 2, 3.
Your winner and still West Coast Pro Wrestling Golden Gate Champion, Andrew Cass.
Change of opponent. Andrew Cass thinking on the fly, turning lemons into lemonade and picking up his first successful defense of that Golden Gate Championship over Adrian Quest.
And what a first defense that was, Jordan. He put it all on the line in Adrian Quest's home territory and got the victory, and still West Coast Pro Golden Gate champion.
If you're not on the Flyboy bandwagon now, my advice to you would be as such. Hop on before it is full. Total no vacancy. Because that day is coming sooner than you think. This is a man in Andrew Cass who we've seen take Tyga style Lee Moriarty to his limit. Forgive the pun, the sky truly the limit for the Flyboy Wexler.
I mean, I would even say that the future is bright for Andrew Cass. I mean, just with that performance here tonight, proving why that you could even say that professional wrestling has a bright future for that young man right there.
Even the Angelinos with no choice but to give Andrew Cass his just desserts. Championship action rolls on. Up next, as Johnnie Robbie defends the West Coast Pro Women's title against a woman who is very, very familiar to her in the form of the Tower of Power, Amira. Seen someone in my near 5 years as a pro wrestling commentator, nearly a half a decade, who exudes star power this early into her career as the Tower of Power, Amira. No stranger to Prestige Wrestling fans, the heart and soul of Portland has made her way back to the coast.
Well, especially in this type of matchup, Jordan, I mean, Amira looks to be champion here in a big event, a huge event here in Los Angeles and Commerce, California, for where the West Coast Pro and Prestige meets. You're looking at the heart and soul of Prestige in terms of the women's division.
What can you say about Johnnie Robbie's time as West Coast Pro Women's Champion that hasn't already been said? Since dethroning Sarah Zacher, 231 consecutive days under her belt. Victories over the likes of the Great Sakuya, Miko Alana, Kitsune, Trisha Dora, Maya World, and most recently a barn burner last weekend at How the West Was Won against Danny Luna. You look up unstoppable in the dictionary, Mike Wexler, and you see a picture of that woman holding that title.
Well, not only unstoppable, I think another word to use in the dictionary is undeniable. That woman right there, Johnnie Robbie, has made it all over the world, in Japan, in the United States, in Mexico, and is now here in Los Angeles at Commerce, California, here at the Dirt Dog compound. looking to defend a championship that is very worthy of main event status everywhere.
Over to Evie Kiyoshi for the official ring introductions.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall.
With a 30 time limit.
Not the wired, Mike.
And it is for the West Coast Pro Wrestling Women's World Championship.
Introducing first, the challenger to my left.
Fighting out of Portland, Oregon.
She is
The Tower of Power, Amira!
and her opponent to my right.
Fighting out of the SGV, Bassett, California,
She is
your West Coast Pro Wrestling Women's World Champion, Johnnie Robbie!
Amira looks to make history. Johnnie Robbie looks to make it today, 232. Mike Wexler, something's got to give.
Something's got to give, but it is all about that prize right there, the West Coast Pro Women's Championship here in what should be a match that we're going to be talking about for a pretty long time.
And we see a show of respect between these young ladies. Evie Kiyoshi alluded to it during his introduction, really running parallel paths, both traveling to Japan and training under Chigusa Nagayo at the Marvelous Dojo at the same time. Hell, they're tag team partners on various Marvelous shows, so kind of as thick as thieves. Really, in many ways, the only friends that the other had halfway across the world. So no doubt close, but Mike, all that goes out the window with championship gold on the line.
I mean, the focus when it comes to championship gold on the line happens to be how quickly can I defeat my opponent? How quickly can I either retain or become the brand new West Coast Pro Women's Champion? For Johnnie Robbie, for the champion, you gotta think that I gotta do everything and anything to keep the title around my waist.
I'll make a small amendment to my earlier point. It doesn't all go out the window. You're not going to take it easy on someone because they're your friend. You're not going to give it to them lightly. But if Johnnie Robbie and Amira knows what's good for them, they're going to use what they learned in their time in Japan, not just in the dojo, but bunking together, traveling the city, having those late, deep, intimate late-night conversations. They're going to use that to strategize against their opponent, to find holes in their game, to fine-tune their own game. Feeling out process here. It's worth pointing out that last time these two squared off in singles competition outside of West Coast Pro or Prestige, Johnnie Robbie victorious. Likewise, Amira trying to find herself in Prestige, losing the Prestige Wrestling Tag Team titles alongside Ultra Power partner Jaden, losing a DPW Women's World Championship match to Nicole Matthews on that very same event. Johnnie Robbie with the aforementioned successful defense over the Afro-Punk Trisha Dora. And you're seeing it here, washing the face of Johnnie Robbie with those Nikes.
I believe those are called Jays, I believe.
Oh, all right.
Or Pandas, one of those two.
The Jays from JR. Wouldn't it be Pandas if they were black and white? But I digress. Amira, shoulders down. Johnnie Robbie with a reversal. Again, they know each other so well, Mike. Johnnie Robbie and Amira, not just training together in the dojo, but living in another country together, eating together, sleeping in the same place, becoming the best of friends. Tit for it's at here are Amira and Johnnie Robbie, so evenly matched. Again, that familiarity coming out in spades as Amira looks for the advantage. Flurry of splashes here into the uppercut. This is classic Amira, Wexler.
And she is definitely having the crowd here in Commerce, California on her side with full speed ahead.
Cannonball there from Amira. Not only trying to win West Coast Pro Women's Championship gold cover here, but also, no doubt, trying to earn a ticket back to the land of the rising sun. You know Chigusa Nagaya, easy for me to say, has her eyes on this one.
I mean, definitely has her eyes on that one, but not only that, not only are these two athletes are going for the title, but they are also going to say who is the better competitor here tonight. And we'll see if it's either Amira or Johnnie Robbie.
Taking off Johnnie Robbie's head, Amira into the cover. A little late with the pinfall there, and only a 2. No, a near fall, a 2 count at this juncture in the matchup, still in the first 5 minutes against a champion as dominant as Johnnie Robbie. It speaks to the ability of the challenger, Amira.
I mean, Amira has been in there with the absolute best of them in all of Portland and the Pacific Northwest. We'll see if she can add Johnnie Robbie to that victory list.
A devastating thud to the chest of Johnnie Robbie. Make no mistake, you might think that sometimes a chop isn't devastating without a sound. A crack like that, and no doubt a devastating chop. But sometimes, Mike, those hollow thuds like that first chop we heard, even more devastating, even more painful.
But you know, I do want to go back to something that you had mentioned, Jordan. Both of these women trained in Japan, have gone to Japan, so they're used to the toughness that strong style has to offer. So those chops, while they are devastating, I mean, they continue on with the fight.
Some of that strong style on display here from Amira. Snap suplex. Floats over, cover. And a kick out. Amira is such a versatile wrestler, Mike. We've seen her as a former tag team champion. She's been a very impressive tournament wrestler in the Cascadia Wrestling Cup. Been a deathmatch wrestler in a Devil's Playground deathmatch against Drexel. A true chameleon, a true Swiss Army knife is Amira.
We see that right here on full display, and look at that on the ropes. This does not look good for Johnnie Robbie, Jordan.
Sidewalk slam in the center of the black and blue, but still it's not enough.
And did you notice the power of Amira right there? Just having Johnnie Robbie as if it was nothing.
Hold on, picking world's strongest slam, looking to put this one away. Looking to win the gold, and Johnnie Robbie again. She's done her homework, moreover she knows Amira. The homework was bunking with her, was traveling with her, was wrestling alongside her in Japan. That knocked Johnnie Robbie flush out perhaps.
Look at this. Immediately transitioning.
Oh, Mike. She's going with that Boston Crab. If you know anything about the dojo system in Japan where these women train, the Boston Crab, the signature of trainees, the signature of quote-unquote young lions. This is much a psychological message to Johnnie Robbie as it is a physical one.
I mean, not only that, but look at the torque of the Boston Crab. I mean, Amira, although not fully applied, you can see how much pressure is in Johnnie Robbie's spine.
And perhaps not fully applied, perhaps the reason why Johnnie Robbie was able to crawl towards and reach that bottom rope, forcing the break. Mike, how much damage was done in the interim, those 20 or 30 seconds where Amira had that Boston Crab locked in?
Well, the spine had to be torqued right there. I mean, although it wasn't for a very long time.
Going for it once again here. Saying if at first you don't succeed, try again, but Johnnie Robbie looking to steal it. Only a 2. Go behind, roll up. Johnnie Robbie's getting desperate here, Wexler.
Huge forearm to the face. Stunning. Amira.
And Amira saying 2 can play at that game. Anything you can do, I can do better, John Robb.
Again, like you said, tit for tat. Punch for punch. Strike for strike. These two women put it in all on the line here for West Coast Pro and Prestige.
For a second there, I thought Johnnie Robbie was going to come out on top of a slugfest against the Tower of Power, and Amira saying not today. all that respect, all that admiration, all that professional love, it's out the window here, Wexler.
It happens to be one of the most brutal things you could do, and right now both a little bit of a meeting of the minds right there as both competitors laid out.
West Coast Pro Women's Championship excellence on display here. And again, Mike, elephant in the room, as Prestige enters its twilight, Amira, a pillar of Prestige wrestling, not so much West Coast Pro wrestling, but if she captures that West Coast Pro Women's Championship tonight, not just a notch on her belt, it also guarantees her future bookings in San Francisco, in Oakland, here in Los Angeles.
And not only would that be true, Jordan, but it would be a love letter to Prestige Wrestling. It would mean so much for Amira to win that championship and to say, excuse me, thank you to Prestige Wrestling for all the years that you've given to the PDX.
Trading shots once again. Look at the look in the face of Johnnie Robbie. Eyes bugged, cheeks puffed out. She's kicking it into another gear here. Northern Light suplex. Not going for the cover, instead maintaining hold of Amira. Fisherman's this time. Still not enough. Maybe learn that one from old Seabass Finn at the NJPW Academy.
I mean, Johnnie Robbie has learned from the best of them. Even Mr. Fred Rosser himself, one of the head trainers.
Awesome though it may be, Johnnie Robbie wants to seal the deal. Coming from Amira. Oh, Amira nearly capturing that women's title. Got Johnnie Robbie popped up, but Johnnie, thinking Pepsi twist. Fireman's carry once again, and a Samoan drop from the Tower of Power. New champ. Oh. What does Amira have to do here, Wexler?
She has to continue on to the attack. Use that power to her advantage. I mean, you saw it with that Samoan drop. That big thud to the canvas got Johnnie Robbie startled. You have to keep it going. Maybe even go for a German suplex.
Yeah, but Johnnie Robbie's dead weight here. She's exhausted, damn near knocked out cold. Amira finally gets her up, but Robbie suckers her in for a cover. Oh, look at two.
And look at that, just immediately going for that.
There's that Pepsi twist, leg hook, but still not enough.
But did you see that transition though, Jordan? I mean, immediately going for the Pepsi twist.
I see this transition here, sending Johnnie Robbie into the corner. Amira, nobody home, face full of turnbuckle. And a face wash there from Robbie. She's exhausted, she's hurting, but the coast wheels are on. It's a black hole slam from Johnnie Robbie. And a kick out from Amira, but now I've seen it all, Mike.
Again, I have to repeat it like I have all night, Jordan. Innovative offense. That is what's been displayed here for Prestige Wrestling and West Coast Pro.
Johnnie setting up for that TYK. But Amira saw it coming. Again, they know each other so well, Mike. Another German suplex. But the fighting spirit of Robbie knows no bounds. Otakon from Amira. A woman given the seal of approval, given the torch from the legendary Aja Kong. And Robbie back up to her feet with a super kick.
Just immediately getting up, and look at this, Amira.
German suplex. This is it. No, it's not. We're heating up here at the compound, Wexler. This one is one for the ages.
Not only one for the ages, Jordan, but this is the epitome of women's wrestling being showcased here tonight.
Amira setting up for the world's strongest slam, but Johnnie Robbie with the shoulders down. Nearly crying here is Johnnie Robbie, so desperate. TYK means 1, 2, 3. The word that comes to mind is growth. I remember when Johnnie Robbie was competing in the attic of a climbing gym wearing a red one and a ski mask with ears. I remember when Amira was working security at Roseland events, driving people from the Portland airport to the hotel. Now, here they stand. Robbie may have retained the gold, but these are two bona fide superstars.
The same thing can be said to Amira. She put it all on the line here tonight. She put her heart and soul into getting that West Coast Pro Women's Championship. And you gotta believe that that performance right there by Amira was a love letter to One Prestige Wrestling.
And speaking of One Prestige Wrestling, we still have the Prestige Wrestling World Championship up for grabs later on tonight. Kevin Blackwood defends against the man he defeated for that gold, and Judas Icarus. That, as well as the West Coast Pro World Heavyweight Tag Team titles up for grabs, coming at you right after this.
With such a great young company was Prestige Wrestling. Y'all make this so hard. I am very honored to be representing Prestige here, and it is very bittersweet for me to say that it's my last time ring announcing here in this area with y'all for Prestige. But that does not mean that West Coast Pro Wrestling won't return here. So, are y'all having a good time tonight? Please come back February 27th here at the compound by the Dirt Dog. West Coast Pro Wrestling will be back to tear down the house over and over and over again.
We ain't leaving.
Speaking of tearing it down, this next match is a tag team bout for the gold!
Once again, welcome back to everyone joining us live and free on YouTube. Jordan Castle on the call alongside Mike Wexler. The opportunity of a lifetime for these gentlemen. Mike, we are prone to hyperbole as commentators. I do not think it is hyperbole to say that this is inarguably the biggest match of these young men's careers.
It is definitely an opportunity of a lifetime for these two gentlemen. I mean, to win the the tag team titles here tonight would mean not only you are the brand new champions, but you are representing an entire coast.
Give or take 6 months into their careers, Vishnu Akali on the left, Michael Mori on the right, have the opportunity to make history. Trained by these men, the Crush Boys, tonight they hope to beat these men and unseat these men, the Crush Boys. Straight out of an 80s hangout movie. They got the movie star good looks. They got the style. They got the in-ring pedigree. And oh yeah, Mike Wexler, after last weekend, beating Cowboy Way, they got the West Coast Pro Tag Team Championships yet again.
Well, it is definitely a special moment for those two gentlemen right there. Elite as singles competitors, but together unstoppable. And right now, we're going to see if the Crush Boys can crush another opportunity here tonight.
Star Starboy Charlie in the Denim Dragon, and Titus Alexander in the red defend. Let's throw it up to ringside in the incomparable Evie Kiyoshi.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall
with a 30-minute time limit. And it is for the West Coast Pro Wrestling World Tag Team Championship.
Introducing first, the challengers to my right,
Accompanied by ETK, the team of Michael Moy and Vishnu Akali. They are Young Men Tag.
and their opponents to my left.
The team of Starboy Charlie and Titus Alexander. The West Coast Pro Wrestling World Tag Team Champions, the Crush Boys.
Gifted the tag team moniker from the legendary Lioness Asuka and Chigusa Nagayo themselves. Suffice it to say, in their time as two-time West Coast Pro Tag Team Champions, the Crush Boys have more than earned that distinction.
Well, they have earned value. They have earned respect from the West Coast Pro faithful. And tonight they are going to see if they can continue that momentum with the victory here tonight against a young up-and-coming tag team here at West Coast Pro.
And a show of respect, again, Crush Boys, especially Starboy Charlie, really training Vishnu Akali and Michael Mori. Pure products of the West Coast Pro Wrestling Training Academy. And as the bell sounds, they have a chance to make history, to go from student, to go from protege, to go from young boy to champion.
You can already see from the start of this match, Jordan, that this is not going to be your typical matchup. This is going to be pound for pound a matchup that we could see who's going to get the advantage. Is it going to be the quickness, or is it going to be the power, such power of such Titus Alexander?
Titus Alexander again at Serious Mass, recently returning from his 6th tour of Japan. Was telling me earlier on this year that he's trying to zero in on his diet. He's trying to get his gym habits right, and clearly, if his physical makeup is any indication, he's done just that. In the ring with Michael Mori, the long, lanky member of the Young Dead, usually tag team partners with ETK, Ethan Tails Kendo. Unfortunately, ETK recently suffering an injury. Vishnu Akali slotting in his place. Luckily, the Young Dead a trio, so still a very familiar tag team partner, Mori.
Well, we'll see how that strategy mixes up a tag team title opportunity, but right now, Titus Alexander.
Titus Alexander, a former West Coast Pro World Heavyweight Champion, former Prestige Wrestling World Champion, all bite for a day. Real top-class competitor in both organizations, and the same can be said of Starboy Charlie, former West Coast Pro Heavyweight Champion, unseating his tag team partner tonight, Titus Alexander, former Prestige Wrestling World Champion, unseating Alan Angels. Feels so good to say. And you gotta be clear, there's a great deal of love lost between these two men.
Look at this with full speed ahead. Starboy Charlie showing that athleticism and a little bit of dance move.
Asking Kiki, do you love me, is Starboy Charlie. As I was saying, no love lost. Him and Titus Alexander, thick as thieves, the best of friends, so far removed from their days as rivals and opponents. And a spinning heel kick takes the now legal Vishnu Akali off his feet.
See the athleticism shown display right here. That's the championship experience of Starboy Charlie as he defends the West Coast Pro Tag Team titles with the compound by his side.
Starboy lands the leg drop, cover. The kick out here, much like his tag team partners, co-champion and Titus Alexander, has added real mass in recent months, has not taken away from his high-flying agility, has only added power to his arsenal. You see frequent tags here, Mike. You touched on it earlier, the signifier of any great tag team is Alexander was stomping the arm of Akali.
But you notice not how much tag team chemistry that they have, Jordan, but how much that these two gentlemen have grown over time.
Absolutely.
We've noticed that at the beginning of this partnership between Starboy Charlie and Titus Alexander, they weren't familiar with each other's game. They weren't familiar as a tag team together, but as time went on, as time grew, we saw this team become from Team No Name to the Crush Boys. We've seen that growth.
Yeah, Titus Alexander, Starboy Charlie, a clear indicator of evolution. It's the name of the game in professional wrestling. And Titus Alexander with, for my money, the most picture-perfect drop kick in all of professional wrestling. And that's been the case. It's not just about matching t-shirts. It's not just about a name. It's about tag team synergy, knowing your opponent's ins and outs as well as you know your own. Now,
Right.
Mike, let me ask you this. Do you think this is a layup for the Crush Boys? Conventional wisdom. These sickos here in the compound want it one more time. You know, conventional wisdom would say it is. They're the two-time champions. They have nearly a decade, respectively, nearly 2 decades collectively under their belt against 6 months or less for Kali and Mori. I'm not sure if that's the case. I think you underestimate the young dead, and you're doing yourself a disservice.
Well, I mean, if you're also points to the fact that they're young prodigies.
Absolutely.
I mean, you got to think that
Cover.
as
Oh, crucifix here from Akali, case in point. Nearly stole the titles.
I mean, you got to think too, as the champions, each challenge is a serious challenge. Each competitors that you face off against when defending, whether it's the singles title or a tag team title opportunity, you got to take the best and you got to take each competition as seriously as possible.
Nobody home off that knee drop from Starboy Charlie. We've seen the Crush Boys successful against the likes of C4, GYV, Andrew Everett, Trevor Lee, Sky High, of course, most recently Cowboy Way just this past weekend. But how about Vishnu Akali? This young in his career, traveling to Japan, training at Pro Wrestling Noah, and there is the standing Cosmic Swirl. Not enough, but so impressive. Excuse me, training at the Marvelous Dojo in association with the West Coast Pro Training Academy, much like JT Thorne before him. Says so much about the poise and pedigree of Vishnu Akali that he's getting those opportunities this early in his career, Mike.
And not only that, but he's making a name for himself here in professional wrestling. I mean, having that experience under your belt means huge when it comes to getting those future bookings, getting that future opportunity if you want to travel elsewhere aside from the NorCal area.
Right now he's traveling to the canvas courtesy of a hip toss. Step up, shooting Starboy press, using Titus as a stepping stone, and now the steppings happening on the chest of Vishnu Akali. Cover from Titus. Tongue out, but not enough.
And Titus Alexander cannot stop right there. He has to continue on to that attack, especially if he wants to keep those West Coast Pro Tag Team Championships.
You know, opportunity of a lifetime for Vishnu Akali has in many ways been the corner man as of late for the young dead. Wants to prove that he belongs in the squared circle. He belongs vying for, and the young dead have it their way, defending championship gold. How about this flurry against a former heavyweight champion?
The power shown on display right there. And this could give the opportunity to get that tag into Michael.
And sending Titus Alexander reeling, reaching for Charlie in his own right. Akali has got to make the tag. He's got to get towards the fresher Mori here. Titus looking for Starboy, Akali looking for Mori. And he makes it. In comes Michael Mori. Cheap shot there to Starboy Charlie, a little uncharacteristic of the young dead, Mike.
And again, anything and everything to get the win here tonight. And oh no.
Ugly landing there for Starboy Charlie, and Mori more than happy to take advantage. Plain and simple, Wexler, these kids are desperate. Crush Boys are made men here in West Coast Pro, here in Prestige for that matter, for as long as it exists. Big jumping back elbow there from Mori. championships or not, they are pillars of this company. The same cannot be said of the Young Dead. Arguably, they need to win this match more.
I mean, how big of a statement in their young careers would it be to win the West Coast Pro Tag Team Championships, especially as young competitors? It would be huge to put on your resume and say, hey, we are the West Coast Pro Tag Team Champions.
Tuning up the band, but nobody home. Nasty collision with that corner turnbuckle, and now Titus with a fireman's carry. Hold on, electric chair. Cover. Corey looking to steal it for the Undead. No, only a 2. And in comes Vishnu Akali. Now Starboy Charlie here took a nasty landing, and Akali takes advantage with a German suplex, beautiful bridge, and as soon as I say it, a standing Starboy press breaks up the pinning predicament.
Look at this, Mori taking Starboy. No, Starboy catches himself.
Starboy now lands on his feet. Pele kick. This kid, Starboy Charlie, is unreal, Mike Wexler.
The athleticism, the agility, the heart that Starboy Charlie has gotten him success in championship action before. And look at this, we talked about that.
Spring. Cutter from Titus Alexander. Starboy headed to the top rope. Moonsault from the top, wiping out Mori on the outside, and a big running knee from Alexander as the Crush Boys retain.
Here are your winners, and still West Coast Pro Wrestling World Tag Team Champions, the Crush Boys!
Impressive outing, no doubt, from the Undead, but the Crush Boys well on their way into reign number 2. They don't want to see reign number 3. They want to be forever champions, Mike Wexler. Got the seal of approval from the legendary Jushin Thunder Liger just last weekend. And tonight, the seal of approval from the City of Angels.
Well, there has to be a seal of approval for the Ungrateful Dead. I mean, they put on a clinic against the champions, so you got to believe that maybe in the future these two teams can see each other again.
Back to the drawing board for the Undead. No doubt sticking in the crow of ETK. We wish him the very best. Recuperating from injury here tonight. The Crush Boys. The Crush Boys stand tall, still your West Coast Pro Tag Team Champions. And there's been a great deal of West Coast Pro Gold on the line here tonight, but this is a co-promoted event with Prestige Wrestling, and wouldn't be right if we didn't see some Prestige Gold defended. So up next, for the second time, the Prestige Wrestling World Championship is on the line. Kevin Blackwood versus Judas Icarus. And as Mike Wexler tags out, I cannot think of anyone better to tag in. Welcome to the booth, one half of Sinner and Saint, my good friend, the professional, Travis Williams.
Thank you for having me. Commentary debut.
I know, it's like we never planned this before. It's a beautiful thing.
Like it never once was planned ever. And this
no.
is the moment.
Really. No, I saw you over here. I said, come over here. Let's call a wrestling match. And
look at these two beauties on the stage right
now. The
now.
Crush Boys with a very impressive defense. I would not mind seeing the Crush Boys versus Sinner and Saint once again sometime very soon.
That's a match that I would love to see in the future.
But a match I'd love to see right now, Travis Williams, is your tag team partner, your best friend, your brother in Judas Icarus, looking to reclaim the Prestige Wrestling World Championship from one Kevin Blackwood.
This is obviously the match that I've been waiting to see. This is the match that Judas has been waiting for since he lost the Prestige belt, you know. I would say prepared is an understatement. Judas has never been more ready.
Tonight has been a great night of action. And like I said earlier, it's a little bittersweet for all of us at Prestige Wrestling. So I'll take a quick second before this next match to say thank you so much to William, to Michael, and to everybody at Prestige Wrestling, giving so many people the opportunity to travel and to show what they can do. Arigatou gozaimasu.
Thank you, Will.
And speaking of showing you what we can do, these next two had a very, very, very heated match for the World Championship. So be ready for the rematch starting now.
You know, Travis, we've speculated a lot on commentary what it could have meant for Judas Icarus to finally reach the apex that was Prestige Wrestling World Championship.
Come on, give him hell.
Only for it all to come crashing down back at Roseland 12. We'll speculate all we want, but I'll ask you directly. What did that loss a month ago do to your tag team partner, Judas Icarus?
You know, I think most people after a loss like that would go home and they'd feel sorry for themselves. That is the absolute opposite of what Judas did. I'm telling you, days, weeks, we live together right now. We're based in Chicago, we live together. I see this guy wake up in the morning and all he does is think about wrestling. He thinks about how to improve himself, how to improve his craft, how to improve ourselves as a tag team. And I'll tell you this too, the one person on Judas's mind, you could probably guess, it's the new Prestige World Heavyweight Champion. Because Judas told me something. He said he didn't think he was the best when he faced Blackwood. He did not think he was the best wrestler in Prestige. Now looking at him right now, I can tell you, he knows, without a shadow of a doubt, he is the best wrestler in Prestige, and we're going to see it tonight.
Says he only needs to be the best in the world for one night. And does he ever need to be against this man? It is a man we have seen in Prestige for so many years, and yet he feels so unfamiliar. In many ways, closer to the version of Kevin Blackwood that we've seen as West Coast Pro World Heavyweight Champion. Travis Williams, he says he is vegan, he is straight edge, and he is better than you.
You know, I mean, I'll give it to him. It's impressive. You know what I mean? I do respect Kevin Blackwood. I think he's a bit of an egomaniac, and
that's putting it lightly.
And I think it's gonna bite him in the ass, honestly. But I think I respect him. Judas respects him for the wrestler that he is.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall with a 30-minute time limit. And it is for the Prestige Wrestling World Championship. Introducing first, to my right, fighting out of Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, he is the born sinner, Judas Icarus! And his opponent to my left, fighting out of Buffalo, New York, he is your Prestige Wrestling World Champion, the new wave of professional wrestling, Kevin Blackwood!
And you know, Travis, we're not ignorant to the reality of the situation. As far as I'm concerned, as far as I am aware, this is the penultimate prestige event, meaning whoever wins this matchup walks into the final Roseland, the final prestige show ever as Prestige Wrestling World Champion.
Yeah, no pressure.
Yeah, no kidding.
Right.
How is your tag team partner, Judas Icarus, preparing for said pressure? You talked about time in the gym. You talked about the mental edge.
Yeah, I mean, he's watched that match over and over again. You know, we studied it, we watched it. I mean, he knows everything that you could know about Kevin Blackwood. I think it's going to be clear how ready Icky is as soon as they lock up, as soon as this match begins. You know, and hopefully I can provide a little bit of insight into the mind of a wrestler, just like Kevin already playing a little bit of mind games.
You know, Travis, you and I have shared a locker room in Prestige Wrestling with Kevin Blackwood for years at this point. And by no means the most social character in the world, but this version of Kevin Blackwood, this world champion version of Kevin Blackwood, like a different person entirely.
Yeah, I agree. And let me get something clear. Let me make something very clear. I think Kevin is an unbelievably talented professional wrestler.
One of the best in the world.
And I think him talking all this talk has honestly improved his game. I think it's just him being able to speak his mind and not really caring as much about the audience and the crowd and what people have to say online, I think has improved his game.
You're starting to sound like the noise version of Travis Williams for a second here,
I've
pal.
been there, I've done that, and I've seen it, and I know what it can do to a wrestler, you know what I mean?
Judas Icarus, likewise. It made it very clear it wasn't just about winning championship gold. It wasn't just a selfish mission for him. In his time as Prestige Wrestling World Champion, he wanted to right the wrongs, forgive me for saying so, that you guys did alongside Alan Angels as part of the noise. Feels like you ruined, cover here from Blackwood, feels like you ruined the escapism of professional wrestling, wanted to give back to the fans, and feels like in Prestige Wrestling's final hour, Blackwood has stolen that opportunity from him.
Sure, it's funny how he kind of just shows up near the end and takes,
no kidding.
And takes the belt. Now he decides it's time to hop in, but you know, I do respect it. I also think, though, that this version of Kevin Blackwood that is so talented and so, let's say, clear-minded is facing the best version of Judas Icarus as well. So it's even as it gets, and you can see that right now.
Blackwood, like a regular Captain Phillips, says he's the captain now. He's looking to steer the sinking ship that is Prestige Wrestling. And Judas Icarus saying, you're acting like your ship don't sink. Hip toss. And Icarus, laser focused here tonight, Williams, is not taking his eyes off of Blackwood the entire matchup.
Nope, he needs to stay on him. That's exactly what he's doing. Both of these men have incredible cardio, I'll say that. And honestly, I'll give the edge to Judas. I think his cardio is peak and unbeatable right now. Big
knees to the back. This is classic Sinner and Saint looking to go for a ride here. Winding up. And wiping Blackwood out. The intensity, man. Judas Icarus, always such an intense wrestler. But again, forgive me for saying so. I sound like a broken record, but operating on a different level tonight.
It looks like he's channeling it. Honestly, just from a viewer's perspective, I think he's channeling this energy. And I mean, I've seen him wrestle 1,000 times. He's a wild man. But if he can channel it, I think he'll be way better off.
Blackwood looking for a cheap shot there. Icarus manages to escape in an ugly collision with the barricade at ringside, and now a PK from Blackwood. I ask you this, Travis. Playing devil's advocate, is there any part of the intensity that could work against Judas Icarus? He hates Blackwood so much. He's so upset and disappointed at losing that match a month ago at Roseland 12. Think it works against Icarus at all? Hold on, nobody home off the attempt at the Firestorm. Blackwood up and over, lands on the apron, and an enziguri kick.
Yeah, just I think honestly one of the biggest things is just cardio. I know you hear it all the time, but I think as far as your intensity, if you are crazy early out and you kind of ooh,
nasty neck, nasty knee there. Excuse me.
Not what we wanted to see.
And not what you wanted to see either, I'm sure. An ugly collision. Back first on the apron for Icarus. Travis, talk to the people at home at what a suplex like that feels like.
Yeah, that's something we talked about avoiding many times. We know Blackwood has it in his arsenal. Sometimes there's just nothing you can do. And I'll go back to cardio. As soon as your wind starts to go, starts to give way, you know, your shortness of breath, it affects you greatly. And it just gives the other person an opportunity for, like you just saw, a massive back suplex on the apron, and now Icky is licking his wounds here.
You talk about the strategy and the preparation of Judas Icarus. Let's put yourself in the mindset of Kevin Blackwood. You know Icarus so well. If you're Kevin Blackwood, what do you try to do second time at the race, second time with the World Championship up for grabs to neutralize this determined, passionate version of Icarus?
Sure. Well, if you know that you beat him before, I mean, I would say I'd keep the same game plan. If you know he's beatable in the way that you prepared for him, then I wouldn't change much, honestly.
Looking this away from the view of referee Gill, grabbing onto that top rope for leverage. It's the little things. Kevin Blackwood hasn't lost any of the technical proficiency. He hasn't lost any of the in-ring excellence that made him a top caliber athlete. He's just added these cheap roads. He's added these dirty tricks.
Yeah, that I'm super familiar with as well. But I mean, I will say they add up. You could see Icky grabbing his back there. Just a slight advantage of grabbing the rope just adds a different type of torque.
Again, dumping Icarus with a suplex there is Blackwood hooks the leg and a kick out from Icarus. What does Judas have to do at this point to bounce back, Travis?
You know, it's obviously his back that Blackwood is targeting. I would try and avoid that. I mean, there's not much you can do at this time. I think Icky's being smart. I know for sure, I know for a fact, he doesn't need the 2 count on those. He can kick out at 1, but he's just catching his breath, letting himself recover.
But how difficult is it to catch your breath with Kevin Blackwood knocking the wind out of you with a chirping chop like that?
Absolutely. These are 2 of the best wrestlers in the game. You know, this is the level they perform on.
You know, we talk about your past as a member of the Noise. Hold on here. Fighting spirit on display from Judas Icarus, catching the chop with the chin and now firing back here, Trav.
There's that intensity I was talking about.
Cut off the pass by Blackwood. In the corner, and an ugly spill there for Judas.
Right to the back again.
You know, we talk about your time in the past as a member of the Noise, taking those low roads, turning your back on the people. Is there any part of Judas Icarus that maybe thinks I have to embrace that darker side to dethrone Kevin Blackwood?
After what we put up with Alan, I think absolutely we'll never go back down that road.
Okay.
We experienced it, we saw it. You know, Alan obviously was a great wrestler as well, but just his attitude and the way he treated everyone around him is something that
he's an a-hole. The Portland fans said it best.
I'll say it. He's an a-hole. It's something we don't admire, and I don't think Icky will ever go down that road again.
Kevin Blackwood far down that dark path. Icarus firing back.
This is what he needs, just a little opening here.
Series of haymakers. Blackwood on spaghetti legs. And an overhead chop. Did you hear that, Travis?
It strikes.
Look at that. Icarus nearly falling to the canvas. Blackwood stopping him in midair, grabbing him so he can cinch in another submission or a chin lock of sorts.
But notice Icky has his hand here. He has him by the wrist. He is not letting go. He knows he needs to keep him close because if he gets some distance, there comes those strikes again. He needs to avoid them.
Handful of hair attempted by Blackwood, but Icarus not giving him the opportunity.
Got a hammerlock there.
Now, the elbows of Blackwood doing whatever he can to escape.
Icky's got to keep that hammerlock.
He's not letting it go, man. Repeated elbows from Kevin Blackwood, one of the stiffest strikers in the game today, and still Icarus maintains hold of the hammerlock here.
He needs to be stubborn, and honestly, I don't think anyone is more stubborn than Judas Icarus. And he's keeping that hammerlock while they trade blows.
It's a battle of attrition here at this point, Travis.
Keep on him, Icky. Keep on him.
And Judas is winning. Clubbing blows to the back.
And wrenching the hammerlock at the end.
Looking for a pump handle, but Blackwood finally escapes. Icarus dodges the kick, but could not dodge that. Big knee. It seems like everything Icarus has thrown at Blackwood, the New Wave has had an answer for, but no answer to that spear.
For that spear.
Icarus has got to take advantage here, Travis. He's got to go for the cover.
Absolutely. I mean, he just took some massive strikes from Blackwood there, so obviously he's a little bit rocked. You can see it in his eyes. But they both were looking for some massive moves, some massive strikes. I think that at this point, you know, everything's gone out the window. You got to hit the thing you know works, and there it is.
Back to that hammerlock
right
again.
Back to the hammerlock.
Can you give us any insight? Why specifically the arm of Blackwood? What is Icarus going for? A bully choke, perhaps?
A bully choke, we know it's been successful in the past.
Blackwood
also loves that hammerlock suplex and the hammerlock clothesline.
Blackwood now into the corner, going for the Hoover kick this time. Icarus saw it coming, rolls through. Step up Enziguri.
Big kick to the head.
And there it is.
And here we go. This is what he was looking for.
Cover!
This could be it.
Judas Icarus retains! No! Travis, I'll ask you this, and I'll ask you to answer as objectively as humanly possible. The longer the match goes, who does it favor?
I'm going to say, I want to say Judas, honestly. Maybe it does favor Blackwood, just because we know he runs marathons. He's a cardio machine.
A seemingly endless gas tank.
Seemingly, and I think Judas will test that right now.
That's exactly why Judas is trying to finish the match right
He's
here.
no slouch either.
Looking for the Lighthouse Lariat. Blackwood saw it coming again. Instant classic a month ago in Roseland 12. These two know each other so well. Same way Icky's been studying the tape. You know Blackwood's been doing the same. Didn't account for this.
Two of the best strikers in the game.
Icarus taking off his feet.
10 minutes down, 10 minutes down.
And at the 10-minute mark, what type of psychological impact does that have?
Not again, says Judas.
Back body drop. Blackwood maybe thinking pile driver. Icarus having none of it. Now in the corner, it's Blackwood with the boot up.
Stubborn.
Once again, both of these men so stubborn here.
Absolutely.
Sunset flip.
You can't afford this. You can't afford this.
Oh, power bomb. Knee strike. Cover.
Come on.
And a kick out.
You know, I will say that was something that we talked about that was extremely dangerous. Avoid at all costs, and he was able to kick out of it. So, I mean, more power to him, but another strike like that, I don't think he can handle it.
But at what cost, right? Icarus manages to get the shoulder up at the last second. The instinct kicks in, but does he have anything left to hit Blackwood with offensively?
Hey, if he's breathing, he's going to kick out. I know that.
You see the survival of Judas Icarus. You saw it last time you two were in action this past June. United in association with West Coast Pro and DPW. A classic main event against Cowboy Way. The West Coast Pro Tag Team titles.
A bit of a pissing contest here. Blackwood's just trying to wear him down.
And a stream of Blackwood knows no bounds into the corner. But again, Icarus out of the way. And a chop to the neck. Thinking inverted DDT perhaps, but Blackwood escapes. Taking off his feet.
Some payback with those big strikes there.
Icky lands on his feet. Lands on those bare feet. And raking the back into an uppercut, really targeting the neck of Blackwood. Is this part of the strategy, Travis?
Absolutely, because he's looking for that massive suplex.
Cover. No! What does it mean for your tag team partner, your brother in Judas Icarus, to walk into Roseland 13, the last Prestige event ever, once again world champion?
I mean, Prestige means everything to us. It means everything to us. It's been our home for years. Looking for that bully choke here.
Center of the ring, nowhere for Blackwood to go, and he might be coming home sooner rather than later.
And after the war he went through with Alana in a steel cage, that championship belongs with Judas Icarus, and he knows it, and I know it, and Jordan, you know it.
Blackwood lost the West Coast Pro World Championship just last weekend. Could he be losing the Prestige World Championship here? Quickly fading, but manages to get that foot on the bottom rope, forcing the break.
That bully choke is, excuse the pun here, no joke. It is, you have to immediately either get the rope or break the grip.
And listen, credit where credit is due. You talk about Icarus avoiding that dark path by any means necessary. He could have kept that bully choke cinched in. He did not. He released it immediately, and now taking out all his aggression, all his frustrations on the champion.
I mean, obviously getting disqualified is the last thing he wants to happen here, so he's got to pay attention to the ref, but I think keeping that bully choke, it's important. Another massive strike from Blackwood.
These two slugging it out here, man. Some of the stiffest, hardest, loudest strikes we've heard all night. Now, Judas saw it coming. Again, back to the bully choke. No, Blackwood, shoulders down, nearly stole it there, Travis. Thinking double foot, no, instead deep cover.
Talk about cardio, this is when it pays off here, late in the match. Here's the quick pins.
Looking for the PK, Icarus evades. To the throat.
Just getting a little space there from Icky. Oh, a massive kick to the head.
Look at the fighting
Icky
spirit.
is stubborn, like I said.
Lighthouse Lariat with a firestorm. A double foot stomp from Blackwood.
The fact that they're even standing right now.
Lighthouse Lariat! And are the lights out, Travis? No!
I would argue that's the closest he's ever gotten to pinning Blackwood.
But Icarus, excuse me, Travis, look at this. Icarus is not deterred here. Right back up, right back on top of
Grab the
Blackwood.
bully choke.
Again, center of the ring. Blackwood barely survived this time. His foot nowhere near that bottom rope here.
Losing his breath by the second here. Hey, wait a minute. Hey, he's tapping out. He tapped out. He just tapped. Judas
No, but Gil didn't see. Referee Gil didn't see. He was grabbing referee Gil. He was holding his face on his
Blackwood
back.
just tapped. You saw that.
I saw it plain day. You saw it. The fans saw it. It doesn't matter. Gil didn't see it. Gil is the official.
He turned the ref's attention away. I gotta say that is genius. Extremely disappointing, and it's BS.
It is
You saw that he
BS.
just tapped out.
It is BS. It is cowardly, brilliant BS from the champion.
Listen to the crowd. Everybody saw him.
Judas Icarus, your rightful Prestige Wrestling World Champion, but Kevin Blackwood spiking him neck first with a German on the top turnbuckle. And now eerily reminiscent of Roseland 12 with a haluva kick. It is happening again, Travis Williams. Firestorm.
Come on. Come on, Icky.
Blackwood retains.
Here is your winner and still Prestige Wrestling World Champion, Kevin Blackwood.
Listen, Travis, you will hear no argument from me. Icarus had Blackwood beat. Tap, 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 plain as day. On a technicality, Blackwood's still your world champion. Heads into Roseland 13 as potentially the final world champion.
I'm not gonna trash Blackwood. I think what he did was frankly it was genius. But I will say, William, who I know is watching, and Prestige and the fan base, as Blackwood walks behind me here, they all know Judas Icarus just made Kevin Blackwood submit, and that's clear as day. I don't think this is it. I think, look, Judas knows it. I'm gonna go talk to him. Thank you for having me. I'm a little pissed off. Thank you, Jordan.
Travis, thank you for being here. We spoke to it before the opening bell. Judas Icarus knows he can be the best in the world, if only for one night, against Blackwood for the Prestige Wrestling World Championship. And I think, despite what the record books say, that night was tonight. Well, we welcome back Mike Wexler to the booth. Mike, there is still one more piece of World Championship action on tap. Our main event up next.
It is the West Coast Pro World Championship that is moments away. Jordan, I'm excited, and everybody here in Commerce is on their feet.
Let's throw it to the one, the only, Evie Kiyoshi.
It sounds like y'all are having a great time.
The corded Mike.
I didn't do anything this time, I swear.
You do something before?
I'm trying. There we go. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Well, love you too. And you're gonna love this a lot more. The champion of West Coast Pro Wrestling is making his first defense tonight. And I don't want to keep y'all waiting, so let's get to the main event.
No mic necessary.
Bells will ring, ting-a-ling, ting-a-ling-a-ling, and you sing the bell. Hearts will play, tippy-tippy-tay, tippy-tippy-tay, like a guitar melody. When the stars make you drool, just like a basketball, that's all. When you dance down the street with a cloud at your feet, you're in love. When you walk in a dream, but you know you're not dreaming, signore. So lay back and see back in old Napoli, that's amore.
It was 1 week ago that Vinnie Massaro's 20-year career culminated with the capturing of that world championship. And tonight, he makes his first defense.
For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Vincenzo Fortino Giovanni Massaro.
The government name.
But my friends call me Nice Guy Vinnie.
A very nice
Now,
guy.
after last week, everyone can call me the West Coast Pro Heavyweight. It works.
Unfortunately, my opponent cannot make it today due to travel issues. I said last week I am a fighting champion. So I'm telling anybody in the back to come out right here, right now, and face me. The West Coast Pro Heavyweight Championship.
Wow!
What a bold challenge by the champion.
Blockbuster announcement from Vinnie Massaro. Isaiah Broner unable to join us tonight, but still in our main event wants to prove he's a fighting champion. No.
Wait a second.
Mike.
I've heard this before.
So have the fans of Prestige, certainly so have the fans of a West Coast Pro. And walking from the shadow of the Valley of Death to the compound, the Mile High Samurai is here.
When you think of West Coast, you think of this man, the man that represents the West Coast. And a wrecking crew, you think of the Mile High Samurai, Royce Isaacs.
Yeah, he and Jewell Nelson may now be world class, but Royce Isaacs will always be a West Coast boy. It's been some time since we've seen him here in West Coast Pro. Of course, last year challenging challenging Kevin Blackwood for the West Coast Pro World Heavyweight Championship in San Diego. Tonight, does it one more time, but this time he has mystery on his side. Blackwood could prepare for Royce Isaacs. Blackwood could do his homework and study tape on Royce Isaacs. Vinnie Massaro not afforded that same luxury, Wexler.
Again, Vinnie Massaro has a lot on his plate. And not only is Royce Isaacs looking to add another championship, but he's going to channel his inner Nikola Jokic and looking to get some prestige on that resume, as well as look at these two athletes, Jordan.
There was a
eye to eye.
There was a pizza and pasta joke right there, a lot on his plate. Throw it to Evie Kiyoshi.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. It is set to a 30-minute time limit.
It is your main event of the evening, and it is for the West Coast Pro Wrestling World Heavyweight Championship.
Introducing first, to my right,
Fighting out of Los Angeles, California, by way of Denver, Colorado,
he is
the Mile High Samurai, Royce Isaac.
and his opponent to my left.
Fighting out of the north section of San Francisco,
He is
your West Coast Pro Wrestling World Heavyweight Champion of the world, the Guardian of the West Coast, Vinnie Massaro!
1 week ago, Vinnie Massaro saved his 20-year career as a professional wrestler, and in doing so, captured that West Coast Pro World Heavyweight Championship. But as you well know, Mike Wexler, the work starts there. And the work is in the form of over 250 pounds of Royce Isaacs. It's main event time here at Strength Beyond Strength.
And what a name for this event, and very proper for this main event. Strength beyond strength. We will see one of these two men, Jordan, see if they have the strength beyond strength to be either the new or and still West Coast Pro Heavyweight Champion.
Let me ask you, plain and simple, Wexler, putting you in the hot seat. Who do you think has the advantage here? Who do you think is picking up the Duke, and capturing or retaining the West Coast Pro Heavyweight Championship? Is it Vinnie Massaro, hot off the momentum that was the victory this past weekend and how the West was won? Is it Royce Isaacs with the surprise advantage?
You know what, Jordan Castle, this is one of those questions that I don't have an answer to, and I'll tell you why. Both of these athletes are gifted in their own way, in their own right. When it comes to Royce Isaacs, the Mile High Samurai, he has that tag team experience behind him. He has that experience in New Japan behind him. He also have Vinnie Massaro, who has traveled all over the world and more to be where he is today and to save his own career to become the West Coast Pro Heavyweight Champion. I mean, both of these guys are going to give it at 110% and more, so it's really hard to call who would I would give the advantage to. Maybe the size advantage, per se, when it comes to depth, when it comes to muscle, when it comes to Royce Isaac, or one could even say it could be Vinnie Massaro, who knows how to break an opponent down piece by piece.
Well, right now, ground game of both men on display. I'm not exactly sure if this is a game I would play with Royce Isaacs. Case in point, a student of the War Master, Josh Barnett, someone who's defeated his fair share of television WWE superstars on various blood sport events. Of course, talking about Royce Isaacs. And now Vinnie Massaro, though, no slouch in his own right. Of course, trainer himself, a mixed martial arts practitioner in his own right. Don't let the physique, don't let the appearance fool you, Mike Wexler. Vinnie Massaro is a main event championship caliber wrestler and has been for the better part of those 2 decades.
I mean, it shows right there. I mean, it says it in the name. Vinnie Massaro has led the West Coast and paved the way for the West Coast for all the young and up-and-comers. We already saw it earlier in the night with Andrew Cass. We've seen it all with the Krue earlier tonight. Vinnie Massaro has paved the way for athletes to say, hey, I want to do what Vinnie's doing.
He's the gatekeeper, plain and simple. Trainer at the West Coast Pro Training Academy, ushering in a new era of professional wrestling, but he's not in the twilight of his career. Vinnie Massaro in no way ready to wrap things up. I mean, we saw what Kevin Blackwood was able to do just moments ago, a successful defense of the Prestige Wrestling World Championship. That is the man that Vinnie Massaro beat just last week. Kevin Blackwood in 2025. If he can beat that version of Blackwood, he can beat absolutely anybody. Right now, talking about a little meatballs, a little sausage, a little spaghetti bolognese. We got a meat match here, Wexler.
As a wise man once said, the ultimate dream match is two meaty men bumping meat.
You want your 5-star classics, you want your 30-minute clinics. Not me. Vinnie Massaro here, eating the feet of Royce Isaacs and giving him a taste of his own medicine.
And again, taking on someone like Royce Isaacs, you have to continue on to the attack. I mean, look at Vinnie right now. Immediately going after the fingers and immediately going after the back. The more consistent you are on the attack, Jordan, the more successful you are taking out the relatively wider man, the relatively more muscle man.
Vinnie Massaro is a smart, cerebral professional wrestler. He is a grizzled veteran in every sense of the word. He's no pizza delivery boy. Again, don't let the appearance fool you. Cover here for Massaro. He is as cerebral as they come, Mike.
I mean, the face is in the pudding right now with Vinnie Massaro. Again, very successful as a singles competitor, very successful in his over 20-year career. And now we'll see if he can add Royce Isaacs to the list of many big names that he has defeated over the course of 20 years.
Looking very impressive thus far. Well, inside baseball for you. This is the second match of the evening for Royce Isaacs. Wrestling earlier on across the way in Southern California, so nowhere near 100%. Perhaps that being what Vinnie Massaro is taking advantage of here with a flurry of uppercuts.
And you have to give credit where credit's due, Jordan. I mean, Vinnie Massaro had no preparation for one Royce Isaacs.
No.
So he has to have little time to say, hey, how can I isolate?
5 minutes down, 5 minutes down.
An open challenge is always an unenviable situation, especially as a defending world champion. But when Royce Isaacs steps through the curtain, oh, brother, DDT, and the Mile High Samurai looking to take control here.
And that's Royce Isaacs' best game right there. He keeps on to the attack. Very innovative offense.
Cover. No shoulders down. Instead, flurry of haymakers and headbutts to the champion. Royce Isaacs is a smart man. Moreover, he is a man who knows Vinnie Massaro very well, Mike. He knows a simple maneuver like that is not going to be enough to put the champion away.
And then not only that, but think about the added leverage, the added knowledge that Royce Isaacs has under his belt.
Well, I don't know about knowledge, but right now, Royce Isaacs adding a handprint-sized mark to the chest of Vinnie Massaro, and the champion returning in kind, taken off his feet by the challenger. If you're Vinnie Massaro, what do you do to contend with not only the size and power, but the mixed martial arts striking acumen of the challenger, Royce Isaacs?
I think at this point, Jordan, you just have to keep on the speed. You have to keep on the attack. Make him have the stamina on the line there. Control your own stamina, but not only that, but make sure that Royce's stamina is so low that you can just go with the attack.
But Vinnie Massaro is all about snug life. He's a powerful wrestler in his own right. He's a striker in his own right. And for the first time in a very long time, he has someone in Royce Isaacs who may very well beat him at his own game. Right now, giving us a tour of the compound. Official keeping things loose here, understands what's at stake. Main event world championship matchup. And I appreciate the leverage given by the official here, but Royce Isaacs certainly doesn't appreciate that. That is referee Sparky Ballard, not Gill, as some commentator may have said many moons ago.
I mean, Sparky had given us all that we can while these two athletes fight all over the compound here.
Let me ask you this, Mike. Who do you think this brawl on the outside benefits? Is it Isaacs? Is it Massaro? Well, right now, it's Massaro.
That's how I was going to answer that question. It has to be Massaro. I mean, when you use outside advantage, when you have the resources on your display, I mean, it has to go to Massaro. He's very good at using his outside resources to his advantage.
Massaro taking out the trash here. Now, heading back towards the ring. The only place the match can be won. Oh my God! And it may be to his detriment. Colliding spine first with the ring apron. It's where wood meets steel. It's the hardest part of the ring canvas, and now Isaacs takes advantage with a cover. Only a 2. I think Mike Isaacs knew, again, he wasn't beating Vinnie Massaro with that cover. I think he was simply trying to exhaust Vinnie Massaro. Make him kick that shoulder up. Make him extend that much more breath en route to a kick out.
We talk about stamina. That's what Vinnie Massaro has to keep up. He has to keep up his stamina in order to take out someone like the Mile High Samurai, who goes at 110% with his speed and power.
Trading shots back and forth. Well, not very much back, only 4th from Royce Isaacs. Forearm, but cut with a T-bone suplex from Vinnie Massaro. He shared a ring with the likes of everyone from Massaro to John Cena. And here tonight, looks to successfully defend the West Coast Pro World Heavyweight Championship for the very first time. Said last weekend, Mike, that West Coast is best coast. That's the whole reason we're here. Could have said, all right, Isaiah Broner couldn't make it. I'll just take the easy payday. I'll have my next defense in a few weeks' time in the Bay. Not so for Vinnie Massaro. He is a fighting champion, and fight on he does.
And that's all you have to do to become a great champion in professional wrestling, is that you continue the fight, you continue the pride of being a fighting champion.
Yeah, much easier said than done. Whole lot of amore here tonight from the coast. Spinning brain buster. And curiously, Massaro not going for the cover here.
No, he wants to take out every piece of Royce Isaacs he can.
Forget about it, into the elbow drop. And a kick out. Feels so far removed from the trios match. Those many moons ago at Prestige Wrestling's Black Sunshine. Both of these men have come such a long way. Now here in the main event, World Championship gold up for grabs, and Massaro gonna try to deadlift Royce once again, but this time it's just too much. Massaro too tired, Royce too big, or perhaps not.
10 minutes down, 10 minutes down.
Looking for that Cormier driver here, but again, Isaac's just too big. Vinnie just too exhausted here, Mike.
But you look at that beautiful kick by Royce Isaacs. It's that experience from the Josh Barnett blood sport that is being put into play. And that power within each and every clothesline in the corner.
Laying into Vinnie Massaro here, smothering the champion. He's got to be careful he doesn't get himself disqualified. But Massaro evades, ducks under. And a rolling elbow of sorts from Royce Isaacs. We know that Massaro loves to employ the snoring elbow. Perhaps a little bit of mind games from Royce Isaacs, dumping Vinnie Massaro down and looking to become the new West Coast Pro Heavyweight Champion, but only a 2. Mike, Vinnie Massaro in a bad way here. Worse for the wear.
Again, as the defending champion, you got to think of everything and anything in order for you to retain your title. Of course, being the defending champion that he is, Vinnie Massaro has to do things the prideful way.
Isaacs looking for a pile driver here. Massaro using his own size to his advantage, manages to escape. Thinking snoring elbow. Isaacs saw it coming, and now muscling Massaro down to the canvas here. Maybe thinking crossface. Got it cinched in. Massaro gets the foot on the bottom rope, forcing the break.
Again, is that ring awareness, that veteran experience of Vinnie Massaro, looking around his surroundings and able to get that bottom rope. But look at this.
Doesn't even have to see the bottom rope, just knows where it is, knows what the ring feels like, and is about to know what a pile driver feels like, but look at the strength. He's got Isaacs in his clutches. Air raid crash. Massaro retains. No! This is your main event here at Prestige Wrestling, West Coast Pro Wrestling, strength beyond strength. And for the former, Vinnie Massaro and Royce Isaacs sending Prestige out in style. Massaro looking for that snoring elbow here, Mike.
This could be the beginning of the end for Royce Isaacs. Oh, wait a second, ducks it. Royce Isaacs.
Go behind into a deadlift German suplex. And Isaacs now setting Massaro up again, thinking pile driver. Dumps him on his neck. Massaro's out cold, and Isaacs is the champion. No! But look at that. Massaro got the shoulder up, and the same arm that he kicked with, Isaacs grabbed right back into this STF.
This looks like
a lapel lock of sorts, excuse me.
I mean, again, this is huge trouble for the champion, but kudos to Isaac for making that transition as quickly as he did.
Right, and now Massaro again reaching for that bottom rope, again wiggling those legs, trying to find that bottom rope, and he's fading quick here, Wexler.
But look at this, Royce Isaacs grabbing that right arm.
Almost a Rings of Saturn cinched in here, but Massaro reverses the momentum and nearly stole the match, nearly retained the gold here. Meeting in the center, and Massaro just crumples. Again, the fighting spirit, the heart, the love for the game, it only takes you so far, Mike. The human body gives out, but we have not reached that point for Vinnie. Snoring elbow. And Massaro retains.
Here is your winner and still West Coast Pro Wrestling World Heavyweight Champion, Vinnie Massaro!
Massaro saved his career last weekend to win this title, and he nearly lost it all over again, not because of any stipulation, Mike Wexler, but because of the severity of the fight. Royce Isaacs taking Massaro to his limit, and yet, and still, West Coast Pro World Heavyweight Champion.
Vinnie Massaro proved here tonight in his first defense here in Los Angeles, out of all places, Commerce, California, that he did not just become the gatekeeper of the West Coast, but you got to think he just proved that he is truly one of the best of the West Coast.
And not only that, but against Royce Isaacs, a Royce Isaacs he had no time to prepare for. Welcome back to West Coast Pro Wrestling, Royce Isaacs. We hope to see you back very, very soon. Next time, hopefully not on such short notice.
Again, but what a victory for that man in the middle of that ring, the West Coast Pro World Champion, proving the name World and Champion here tonight.
A champion that everyone here at the Coast can be very, very proud of. Vinnie Massaro with a first successful defense and that world championship under his belt. And Mike Wexler, what a night it's been.
It has been an incredible night here. Prestige Wrestling and West Coast Pro Wrestling coming together for a very special night. I would like to thank Prestige Wrestling for their very last night here in the Los Angeles area. I would like to personally thank you, Jordan Castle, and West Coast Pro for hosting a phenomenal event here at the Dirt Dog, here at the compound.
And thank you to each and every single one of you joining us around the globe here on YouTube. We will be back with West Coast Pro in February, and for all of us here in Prestige Wrestling, we'll see you down the road somewhere else. For Mike Wexler, I'm Jordan Castle. This has been Strength Beyond Strength, and we thank you for joining us.
Thank you all so very much.